Rockwall County Judge Jerry Hogan says that outsourcing county library services and county building custodial services should save the county nearly $500,000 badly needed dollars for next year's budget. But during the past few days, hundreds of angry area residents have launched a Save the Rockwall County Library campaign on Facebook after rumors started that he and commissioners want to close the library, severely cut back on its services, or lay off library staff. So we asked Judge Hogan to explain his library outsourcing idea, which he also plans to explain at a town hall meeting Monday night.
The county judge by statute must prepare the first draft of the annual budget. While I was preparing that budget, we did forecast of what our revenue was going to be versus what our expenses were going to be. We very quickly found out that the revenue, because of the slowdown of the economy, has also slowed down. And in fact, our revenue for next year is going to be flat, and for the following 4 years, it's going to grow at no more than 1% per year. Our expenses are not greatly reduced. We had to look at other ways of funding our operation. One of the ways that I looked at was outsourcing the cleaning of our facilities, and we are going to save about $120,000 a year by outsourcing our facilities cleaning. Another way was looking at outsourcing the only non-statute operation that we have in the county, and that is the operation of the library. When I started looking at ways in which we could outsource the library, I talked with a company that does that. They told me that they could provide service to us, providing the same number of hours, the same programs exactly as we have them today, for $300,000 less than what we're spending. We spend $1.4 million a year on the operation of the library. Once I found that there was an alternative to the way that we're doing it now, I then went to the library board with the librarian and told them that I would like for them to give me a proposal on how they could reduce $300,000 in their operation. They came back and they said they could not do that. They couldn't reduce it more than $30,000. When I asked them where they thought I should get the other $270,000, their answer was take it from the other people in the county. That was not a satisfactory answer. So I talked with the Commissioner's Court about the opportunity of outsourcing the operation of the library to save the $300,000. We have not voted to do that, and we have told the library that if the library can come back and they can guarantee the same hours of service and the same number of programs that we currently have for $300,000 less, like this other company can do, then we won't outsource the library. There's no reason to do it. Service is important, economics are important, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the same service, the same number of hours for $300,000 less, and this outsourcing company can do that. If the library can do it also, then we will not outsource. By the way, there are many rumors going around that we're going to close the library. Totally untrue. There's rumors going around that we're doing this because we've run out of money to build the courthouse. Totally untrue. There are rumors running around that we're going to close the library, make it into an office building for county facilities. Totally untrue. That is not going to happen. I am as committed to the library as those of you out there who want to keep the library. Our only difference is, how do we do that? I want to do it by saving $300,000 a year and keeping the same service, the same hours, and the same programs, and others want to do it by not worrying as much about the money as about the services. So that's where our differences are.
Jerry, how committed are you to this proposal if area residents are against it?
I have already said many times that if the library can provide the same service as an outside company for $300,000 less, I am not committed to outsourcing at all. However, I am committed to a balanced budget. I am committed to sound, solid, fiscal conservative management. I do not believe in balances of budgets that are deficit budgets. I do not believe in escalating debt like we have in our nation today. We saw how our state handled problems of deficits in their budget. They cut their spending. They cut $27 billion out of spending at the state level because they didn't have the money to spend. We don't have the money to spend here at the county either, and I would much rather go with a program that will allow me to provide the same services at a lesser cost. So I understand the concerns of the citizens, but I am giving them an alternative which is both fiscally sound and provides the same service as what they currently get.
Judge Hogan, how much do we really need to save the $458,000?
The question is, how much do we really need to save the money? We have a strategic plan now being developed by about 120 volunteer citizens from the county that have been working on this for the last 2.5 months. A presentation was made to the Commissioner's Court this week where a 5-year financial forecast was presented. The 5-year financial forecast is very clear that we are into deficit spending next year unless we make some dramatic changes. And not only are we in deficit spending next year, but for the following 4 years, our deficit spending ranges from between $1 million to up to $3 million per year of deficit spending. Rockwall has been very lucky. We have managed our budget over time primarily because of our growth. We were growing at 10 to 15% per year. Now we're not growing. So all of that revenue that was being generated by ad valorem taxes has stopped, and it's going to continue to stop. Next year flat, the following year maximum of 1% growth. So we're looking at, unless we do things differently, a significant deficit type budget. To add insult to injury, by state statute, we must add 2 new JPs and 2 new constables next year because of our growth based upon census numbers. That's going to add another $800,000 to our budget in addition to what we're spending. We're looking right now at a deficit budget of this upcoming year of about $900,000, growing to about $1.5 million the next year, and then going on up to $3 million. I'm sorry that it's like that. The alternatives are raise revenue or cut spending, and the only way you can raise revenue at the county level is increase ad valorem taxes, which come from property values. Property values are flat. We're not building in Rockwall County like we used to. We were the fastest growing county in the United States, no longer, not with our growth rate being flat.
This is J.J. Smith at the Rockwall County Library for the RockwallNews.com.